see. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Anyway, see if anybody comes in here. So, just sitting here, hanging out. We're getting we're getting loaded, waiting for them to load us up here. So, figure I might drop in here and see what everybody's up to. So, give it a couple minutes, see if anybody comes in. Boy, that sun's bright today. It was almost frozen this morning. What's up, New Hampshire Lone Wolf? What you doing? Let's put this curtain in the way here. Where's everybody watching from today? Come on with it. See if this actually works the way I want it to. All right. Let's see. What are you doing on here today, Mr. Hunter? You still sitting up there in Oregon, or what's up with you, buddy? Get that sun out of the way here. You hate Oregon? Yeah, I believe it. That's a pretty rough place to be right now, is up there in the Pacific Northwest, it seems. So, are you guys hearing me okay? Minus this thing not wanting to do what it's told. But, yep, we're sitting here, we're getting loaded, waiting for them to finish up their whole bit, and then we'll be hopefully taking off here. Thought I'd jump on here, do a quick little live, and, you know, kill some time. You destroyed a broker? Okay. What's the short version on that one? How'd that go? Come on, Tank. Come on. Come say hi to everybody. Oh, say hello, Tank. Yes, he does more than just sleep all the time. Oh, hi, puppy. Idiot was in the process of having his insurance canceled. Ooh, that's not good. Look at you. You're actually wanting to get up here and say hi to everybody today. Look at you, Tank. You must be bored just like I am. But anyway, so yeah. Don't necessarily really have anything too specific just to chat about. Thought we'd see what everybody was up to. We're getting loaded. We're, you know, the typical waiting on that blinking green light to go to the red light of death. And then after the red light of death finally goes away, then we're going to be waiting for it to turn back green again so we can leave. Such a joy that it is. But anyway, so yeah, I see we got some onesies and twosies trickling in here. Where are y'all watching from? I know Mr. Lone Wolf, he's sitting there watching us from out in good old Oregon. Where's everybody else from today? And have y'all noticed anything going on with, let's see, knowing your luck, you will be there till in the morning. That is a good possibility. I tell you what, that's the one thing that I don't necessarily miss about reefer work is like, you know, Tyson plants, Aldi plants, you know, places like that with those extremely long load and unload times. And just, I mean, I miss reefer work because, you know, it always seemed like you were just, everybody's always going to need produce. Everybody's always going to need meat. That's a given. So, you know, reefer does have some solidarity to it, or solidity, or however you want to say it. But I don't miss those long load and unload times. There were so many times I can remember sitting in a dock, and I'd get a full 10, 12 hour, sometimes a 24-hour break sitting in a dock getting unloaded at an Aldi, or loaded at a farm. But usually it wasn't, I mean, it wasn't bad because typically the hours of the deliveries on most of the reefer stuff I did was always, you know, midnight, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning deliveries because that's when the grocery warehouses are open. And, yep, CNS in Miami, that's another one. Yep. Oh, God, I spent so many days there. It was never, and they always rejected stuff, but I always left there with a bunch of salad. But anyway, you're distracting me. I was telling a story. But, yeah, typically it was always needed whenever you were there because, I'm on a live stream. Dadgummit, Johnny. He must have just got off work. But anyway, so yeah, the wait times and the load times were just always kind of strange with how they did it when I was doing reefer work. And you were just always tired and grumpy. At least I was. I never did well with, flipping my, well, I mean, I do it. It's not that I didn't do well with it. I just don't like doing it. Let's see. First time there, 16 hours, and they forgot to give me my paperwork. Ooh, I'm assuming you're still talking about CNS down there in Miami. That one was weird. The one in Jacksonville was really weird too, the CNS down there. But, I don't know. I miss reefer work. I really do. I miss reefer work. I miss the flatbed stuff, but, being here where I'm at, being dry van, it ain't bad. It's got its perks. Usually the load and unload times are a lot quicker. Don't have many issues when it comes to that. A lot of places I'm in and out in under an hour. Yeah, you're right. At least Jacksonville had parking. That is true. Jacksonville, the CNS there in Jacksonville, they'd let you park overnight. You could show up, early and take a break and then go in. And, if you played CNS in Jacksonville just right and you showed up early enough, you could be able to get out of there and do an actual 34-hour at the CNS in Jacksonville. Yeah, just don't come to Oregon. Yeah, don't go to Oregon in a dry box. That is absolutely correct. At least not right now. It is no bueno out there right now. I know the last time I went up there to Oregon, and it was rough getting out of there. But luckily enough, I pestered enough people and knocked on enough doors and called enough people trying to get out of Oregon that we were able to find me a load out of there. I had to deadhead a little ways. I think it was about like a 180-mile deadhead to get out of Oregon, but it got us back to Colorado, which that sucked. Yeah, going to Colorado is another one of those places kind of like Oregon. I usually just bounce. If I end up in the Denver area, ooh, been there for 3 days, soon to be 4. Buddy, I'd be bouncing that truck somewhere else if it was me. But, I mean, that's what I do. I end up in those places. I'm not afraid to bounce the truck. But, if when it comes down to it, like Denver, if I ever actually end up genuinely in Denver, a lot of they got that Miller Coors there, and every once in a while you'll catch a load coming out of there for like $2 a mile, but usually it's like $1.80, $1.60 out of that Miller Coors there in Denver. And then there's that recycling plant that is in, what is that, Boulder, I think it is. They got that aluminum recycling plant. It's heavy coming out, but it pays like $2.43 a mile. At least it used to when I could find those loads last summer. But if I could never find anything decent coming out of there, I just bounced to Kansas City. I mean, typically an empty truck, if I, depending on how fast I drive, I can get, 10 miles to the gallon empty with a box on me. So what, $350 to bounce to another spot, and it keeps the wheels moving, I know a lot of people disagree with me on that one. But, if you're in a situation where you've been sitting there for that long and you've, wasted a whole bunch, and not wasted, but had to spend the money on fuel to keep, your climate control or whatever from freezing to death or being hot or whatever, it happens. I don't know. I remember last year when I went out to Oregon, I took the whole way out there across 80 and then 84 up there through Idaho and all them, and I deadheaded like 600 miles out of Portland all the way to like mid-state California to get out of there. But that's just me. I'm a big fan of keeping the truck moving, so that way I can be able to get things going and just constantly have something in the box, and trying to stay pre-planned too. But although I did find one thing I did like about Oregon, it's real pretty on the western side of Oregon, the western coastal side of Oregon. The eastern side of Oregon looks a lot like Idaho. And I distinctly remember when I went through Idaho, it kind of, I found it very sad I didn't get to see any potato farms. That's why they call me Captain Deadhead. I don't know, man. I know some people that deadhead way more than I do. You'll have to excuse me. This whole cold snap has got like my whole sinus, everything, and just totally got me all wrecked here. I'm waiting. Once I get here, I'm gonna get done here. I'm gonna go get me some Dayquil, dry all this craziness up. But anyway, see, we got a couple more people in here now. Drop a comment, y'all. Don't be shy. Tell me where you're watching from, or give me the finger. That's fine too. I think they got that little emoji in there where you can flip everybody off. I know. I got some people in some sniffles. Yeah, they said snot. It could be worse. But yeah, I feel bad. My family back home, they're all sick right now. They all got all this going on, but like way worse. They're actually like sick. So, but gonna be a fun time when I get back home. I hope to God they're all better, because I don't know. Like, drop a comment, y'all, and let me know if it's for you the same way for y'all. Like, when I go home, it always seems like every time I go home I get sick, but I don't ever get sick when I'm out here and it's just me. I don't know. No, we're not stabbing ourselves in the foot again. Sam Dawson, hey dude, watching from England. England! Holy crap, bro! Dang! We're across the pond now. How's things over there in England? Are they warm? Cold? I don't know. I've never been over there. I hear it's real pretty over there. Trucking in England and over there in the UK is a whole different ballgame from what I've seen. I think y'all still run cab overs over there, don't you? But anyway, I don't know. But yeah, definitely if you're cooking in your truck, secure your cutlery, because they hurt really bad when they fall off of your platform that you cook on, and they will stab you in the foot. This did happen. Thanks, Mr. Fowler, when you shut the door the other night when we were having our cookout. Yeah, got stabbed in the foot. Thanks, guy. If you're watching, I know you did it. But anyway, I don't know. I'm not, when it comes to like areas I like to run in, I'm not a Pacific Northwest kind of person. I mean, it's pretty, I suppose. Yeah, laugh it up. Yeah, I know. It happens. But, and California as of lately has been, they've been passing introducing some legislation that makes me kind of nervous. Oh, pretty chill, not a trucker, friend of Susie's. First time managed to catch you live. Okay, I got you. Yeah, from her little, her group of, I think y'all play Animal Crossing and stuff together, I think. Or games and what have you. Well, it's good to meet you, buddy. I'm glad to hear y'all are doing good over there and everything's going well. So, let's see. But yeah, it's not too bad. Mostly we talk about trucking over here, Sam. And yeah, that's pretty much what the majority of my content is derived toward, is like the trucking tips and tricks. Talk about rates, owner operator stuff. Heck, we even talk to company drivers and stuff on here. Good afternoon from Dallas. All right, hey, how's Dallas treating you? I hope it's a little bit warmer in Dallas than it is. I think it got down to 27 degrees where I was last night. But Dallas is a pretty fun place to be. I've had some fun in Dallas and Irving. There's a restaurant there that me and my buddy need to go back to, that we went to back years ago when we went through trucking school. We upgraded down there in the Irving area, and there was this little place. I think it was like a Filipino restaurant, or restaurant with Filipino food in it. And they had this dessert in there that, we couldn't figure out whether it was ice cream or sherbet. And 40 degrees there last night, 45 in Dallas, 45 in Oregon. Ooh, nice. Yeah, that's weather to sleep with the windows open, personally, y'all. I don't typically shut my windows until it's like 38 degrees, and that's when I usually turn the heater on. But anyway, yeah, there's a little Filipino place there right next to a sub. I can't remember. It was just an off-ball chance. We were out just piddle-putting around in just that area because we had nothing to do and we were off for the time. And we happened to stumble across this place, and they had this little purple like frozen delicacy or treat or whatever you want to call it. And the argument was the fact that it was purple. I said it was sherbet. He said it was ice cream. I mean, I've never had purple ice cream before, but whatever. It is what it is. But so 51 here right now at 10 p.m. Wow, it's 10 p.m. over there. Holy cow. It is like 52 here, and I'm pretty sure it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon here. They got y'all in some much different time zones, apparently. But yeah, that's one of those places that's on the bucket list to go over to see, is get over there in the England, UK kind of area. It had NyQuil in it. No, I don't think that they're putting If they would have put NyQuil in it, I would have slept a lot better in that crappy hotel they had us in. That was probably one of the worst hotels I've ever stayed in. But, hey, what do you expect? I mean, it was many years ago. The actual treatment of new truckers in this industry and, where they put them up in hotels and stuff has come a long way since, I started, at least on, doing it on this side of things. But makes me jealous or kind of irritated, actually. I remember when I first started driving a truck, it was, you need some advice on USA Truck. Okay. What do you want to know about USA Truck? I mean, I'm not affiliated with them anymore. I did run there for quite a bit. I think it was like a year and a half with my own truck, which the one I'm in now. So I might be able to help answer a question or two. New Hampshire Lone Wolf says run. I don't know. I'm sure they still got something good there. Let's see. Rest Area Raccoon. Okay, I think you're new here. How you doing today, buddy? What's going on? Let's see. I know, but you have the answers. Okay, well, what are you wanting to know? What's your question there, lucky lady, about USA Truck? Maybe I might be able to provide you with some guidance on that. I don't know. It's been a little while since I've been there. I know since I had left, they had completed the merger, and they're now USA Truck, a DB Schenker company. So whatever that means. I mean, I've heard rumors of some of the DB Schenker freights coming into play over there, but I haven't seen any of it. And I know a couple people that are still there, but I'm not in touch with them regularly anymore. It seems every once in a while they'll pop in my live stream, but I haven't seen any of them for a while. Unless I Run with Stick is in here. I think he's still there. Or I Rhyme with Stick, Sticky, whatever we call him. Let's see. I was trying to get with them too, but doesn't look like they're interested in new lease purchase operators. So what happened there, buddy? I mean, they're always advertising that they're hiring there for or for people to, get a truck from SFI or TEL, or Pro Lease is another one, which is where I got my truck through. I'm kind of shocked to hear that they're turning people away and they're not wanting to bring anybody else on as far as new operators. Let's see, the USA Truck uniforms should be in soon. I heard they were lederhosen. Let's see, get ready to lease a truck. SFI USA will cover the down payment. Cloud, they want $12,000. Well, New Hampshire Lone Wolf, he has an SFI truck, and he was started at USA, and he came over here just before me to Cloud. So if y'all want to link up, he can help you and figure out the best way to navigate coming over here. I believe if you get a truck from SFI, at least from what he's told me, if you stay there at least 6 months at USA, it will drop your deposit to move your truck. So they are, if they like I said, the longer you're at a place, the more your transfer fee to move will be. I know Cloud recently, they now, from what I've heard, they're in the process of negotiating a partnership with SFI to be able to bring people on and get trucks through SFI. But I know that there are people. Let's see. New Hampshire Lone Wolf says he stayed 5 months and it was 4K to 4 grand to move. And I know Cloud they covered that 4 grand, I believe, if I understand. I know they covered the 5 grand I needed to move my truck over, and then I'm just paying it back over time, just like a loan with no interest and stuff. Um, but I know like the longer you're with the company, if you have an SFI truck, the cost to move your truck goes down, and it just I don't know. I don't have an SFI truck. Let's see. Had somebody else in here. Let's see. I don't know. Just offering some local dollar store deliveries. I got you. I know last year when there were people when they first started that Family Dollar account last year. When I was still there, I was there when they first started offering that to the owner operators over at USA. They were paying them 2 grand a day that they were available to work, but I've heard that's went down. I don't have any confirmation on that. I mean, I don't know. I did the Family Dollar thing for a while, and maybe it was just a carrier I was with. But the whole Family Dollar thing, it's just I don't know. It's not a bad thing. It's not hard. It's just the thing that sucks about the dollar accounts, at least in my opinion, is the fact when you're on these dollar accounts, like Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, they're never in. Well, no, I shouldn't say never, but the majority of the time they're really tight. They're hard to get into. They do, you're never pulling the same size trailer. One day it'll be a 53, one day it'll be a 42, one day it'll be a 48, one day it'll be a 41, then back to a 53-foot trailer. And you don't really go to the same stores a whole lot. I mean, you cover kind of a region, but I know when I was doing it, I was running Family Dollar out of the Ashley, Indiana terminal or distribution center. And most of mine I covered Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, was kind of the areas that they ran me out of there. And the stuff up in Detroit was, I mean, it was always in Detroit. It was always downtown in the middle of the city. You sleep at the stores. You pick up, at least for me, I picked up the trailer, went, slept at the store. I got to the store, midnight. I don't know what midnight. It'd be. Got to the store like maybe about 9-10 o'clock, be up at 6 in the morning for my first store, start my day at the first store, and then I'd have either 5 or 6 different stores to go to when I was doing it, or we would every once in a while you'd get a Family Dollar account store where it would be one 53-foot trailer to that specific store, and it would take an entire 6 to 8 hours to unload one trailer to one store. I'd say my biggest con from the Family Dollar account back when I did it is the stores were always much slower than I was. I was always out working the stores, and I just eventually, I just had to slow down and just start, working at the store's pace. Hey, there's I Rhyme with Stick. I Rhyme with Stick. How's things going over there at USA Truck? We have some people in here asking questions about them. What's going on since the whole DB Schenker merger? See, right now they are offering Freightliners and Internationals. I'm assuming we're talking at SFI. They don't know when they are getting any more Kenworths or Peterbilts. I figure they were trying to get rid of your in stock. Probably. I don't know. The new Internationals aren't bad. I'm not a Freightliner fan. I know the 2022 Freightliners were having a lot of 21 and 22 Freightliners were having some top end issues. But I don't know. I didn't personally get one. I did when I got my truck, it was at the height of the whole, we don't have any trucks, and there was 6 months, 7 months, a year waiting list to get a truck. So we were just, I got into this truck because it was an ex-fleet truck, and it was used and much cheaper. So the only thing I will say is, like, if you do get an SFI truck, be very, very mindful of your cost per mile, and get you a good cost per mile calculator. That way you can actually be able to, put in your truck note, the average cost for fuel, how many miles you run, what your insurance costs are, the whole gambit. So that way, like, it'll break everything down to how much you need per mile, and you need to know your cost per mile numbers. Right now, I've got mine figured with fuel being at $5 a gallon, which I'm getting it below $5 a gallon currently with my fuel discounts. But, you know, like to operate my truck, they give my cost to operate this truck. Okay, I rhyme with Stick. His update, he says, no freight, and what they do have pays crap. Yeah, especially with, you know, I don't know. Have they increased their fuel discount there yet? Because fuel's going back up. There, I rhyme with Stick. But, so yeah, like the cost of operation for my truck specifically, you know, to run my truck, cover insurance, buy fuel, everything. My break-even point, and I can spit this all day long, is $1.84 a mile. Anything past that is going to be profit. But I like to be able to pay myself around the 50 cent a mile mark myself for my home expenses and, you know, my, personal account. And in order to pay myself that, it breaks down to a minimum of $2.39 a mile. So knowing that, so I, you know, and this is also including, you know, a rolling maintenance costs and things of that nature. You know, I'm trying to stay, you know, above $2.39 a mile, but I know I can run at $2.39 a mile and turn a profit. Let's see, if you're going to SFI, it's probably not a good idea to put it USA. The freight just isn't there. Well, that's good advice, I rhyme with Stick. Yeah, and New Hampshire Lone Wolf wants to know if the fuel discount's still only a quarter. And New Hampshire Lone Wolf says that's why he left USA, because he he had an SFI truck and wasn't turning a profit there. Hey, looky there. Looks like the sun's going away. But, so, I don't know. I did really good there up until they announced the merger. I didn't have a lot of issues, but my truck note is much cheaper than an SFI truck. You know, my truck note's only $550 a week, so, you know, I don't have a $1,200, $1,500, $1,600 a week truck note like some people I know. But, you know, different strokes for different folks. There's no bad way to do it, just as long as you can do it and survive and turn a profit. So, let's see, $1,200 a week and no way to make that there is what New Hampshire Lone Wolf said. So, how are you doing over here, other than being stuck in Oregon? How you been doing over here at Cloud there, New Hampshire Lone Wolf? I know you're over here with me, and oh, hey, whoops, I got excited. Not yet, but they're talking about raising percent and, oh, hold on, dadgummit. I'm not used to doing this on mobile. Take me out here. Let's see, live chat. Hold on, dadgummit, how'd that happen? Okay, so I screwed up here, hold on. Sorry, y'all. I rhyme with Stick. What was that again? I hit the wrong button there. I dropped my phone. Let's see. There we go. I think I fixed it. Let's see. I think I fixed it. Okay. There we go. Still 25 cents at the moment. I think you were saying something about they're trying to raise the percentage or something. Let's see. Sorry about that. I rhyme with Stick. I hit the wrong thing on the screen and it hid your stuff. Sorry about that. I'm not used to doing this on the mobile side of things. It's a little bit more touchy. Let's see. New Hampshire Limo says, other than Oregon, it's pretty good. Just need to get the ops team to up to snuff. Okay, gotcha. Well, I don't know. I don't use them a lot, really. They don't let you use your own fuel card. Well, when I was at USA, I used my own fuel card from time to time. Let's see. Okay, USA truck freight base is small, rates are low as well. Well, honestly, though, I mean, just in general, though, I can't say that it's just their freight is low. In general, there's a lot of stuff, even over here on the spot market side of things where I'm at. I've seen some stuff offered at like 45 cents a mile. I've seen stuff $1.20, $1.40, $1.15 a mile. You know, I'm doing good. Luckily, I'm doing okay. Like I said, with being able to break my numbers down and knowing, you know, what I need to run, I'm doing okay. Like I said, yeah, New Hampshire Lone Wolf's right. It's low everywhere right now. And right now it's just kind of that stall season where everything just kind of stalls out up and until we get that Christmas push. Realistically, I see it start picking up once we get on the way and we start getting a little closer to Thanksgiving, and hopefully it picks up all the way up to Christmas with that Christmas push and things get a little better. But I worry about what's going to end up being the thing when we have it to where it's just, from January to March, where it's just kind of that in between and not really peak season. New Hampshire Lone Wolf says he's seen 16 cents per mile. Oof. I don't know who that's got to be, like a box truck kind of load. That's not a. If they're offering that for dry van, no good. But I mean, I'm not doing too bad. I'm still, I think my last month's average was, for the whole month last month was like 273 a mile, which, I mean, according to what I was seeing as far as the projections was, that's above average for the most part. Let's see. Cruise Control LLC. That's why I'm here. What I am hearing, which is why I say stay with USA. Hopefully DB Shanker loads will start coming through. I will say that is kind of the one thing that is nice with being there is, they do have customer freight. Like, that's one thing that is kind of nice, when in downturn markets, when the spot market kind of downturns, your Schneiders, your JB Hunts, your Mercers, USA Trucks, your big carriers like that, that have owner operators, they have that customer freight and those contracts to fall back on. So they're able to, and plus they have fuel surcharges on them. So it's a nice thing that they can fall back on to kind of be able to offset the cost of, freight being down in the spot market and being able to offset higher fuel costs because they have those customer contracts with those negotiated fuel surcharges and such. So it's not really a bad game plan just to stick it out as long as you're able to stay afloat and not go out of business. Yeah, I don't, they said the DB Shanker stuff when I was there was going to start coming through, and I never saw it before I left. Let's see, they're supposed to be working on that here at Cloud. As far as, did I ever hear from ES Advantage? Yes, I actually did end up hearing back from ES Advantage. We just got off the phone with them yesterday. I'm going to get with them later on in the week and get that card set up to actually do a review on the ES Advantage. And I'll do an actual, apples to apples comparison, and I'll put a video out about it between the ES Advantage and the TCS fuel card. I know I've been using TCS and Mudflap for the last couple months, and they were doing really well. I mean, I've got, I've put pictures up in some Facebook groups where I was getting $1.15, $1.20 off a gallon. Let's see, as far as dedicated freight, it's taking a little bit. Let's see. It's getting slim, though, because we're fighting for the company drivers for that also. Yeah, I agree. That was one of the big things that I saw and the big downfall I think that USA will run into is the fact that they're running a company load board where, everybody, it's a free-for-all, that. And it's not really USA that has that problem specifically. I know people talk about that at Schneider and JB Hunt also, that it's all from the same freight pool. And and that's why I'm not a fan specifically of carriers where they, they have both company drivers and owner operators, because sometimes there is that hostility where people are, fighting against everything for the freight market, or not freight market, but for the freight in general. It's almost kind of unfair to a degree to, with us having all of the, the same business expenses as the big carrier itself and their company assets, at least in my mind, I could be wrong because it's just kind of how I look. I know if I had a company specifically and I had X amount of trucks that I had to cover and pay for and had things on and loans and such, I know for a fact I would be covering my own personal assets before I would be worried about covering the assets of those who are partnered, I suppose. I don't know. But I would also, on the same token, I would also try to make sure everything is spread out and, fair. But, that's just me. Let's see. At least we don't have the issue here at Cloud. Yeah, I agree. That's one thing that is nice. It's all owner-operators here. So, and it's all, we pick and book off whatever load board we want. And as long as they got a good enough credit score, we're good for it. Let's see, I've seen a few DB loads on the board. They pay pretty decent, just few and far between. I got you. What is it you were saying earlier there, I rhyme with stick, about them raising the percentage? I missed that one, or talking about it. Yeah, I don't know where those loads are shipping from. That'd be a question for him. I know most everything I've been pulling lately has been C.H. Robinson freight. I've got a a contact that I work with almost pretty much exclusively with C.H. Robinson, and she has done really well and helped me find some really good freights and helped me get out of some really tight spots from where I screwed up and put myself in a dead market. So, and that's the one thing I'll say is really key for success over here on this side of things is just networking with people and building those relationships. Okay, so I Rhyme with Stick says he's seen some from PA and Chicago so far. Well, that's not too bad. Chicago can be fun at times, but not always. But, I mean, let's see. New Hampshire Lone Wolf, you've been doing TQL, CH Robinson, and Uber Freight. Yeah, Uber Freight on some of them instant book loads, they do pay pretty decent. I'm not a fan of not being able to negotiate, but, I mean, when they're paying $4 a mile, it's not too bad. Okay. I got you. Brandon said it's a possibility, a higher percentage of the line haul on a Facebook post. No other specifics I know of. Okay, I got you. I mean, I don't know. Y'all might get lucky. Maybe they'll at least, do what Prime does and give you 72% of the line haul. But, I'm sure, like with any big changes, anything that happens, there's always that, thing. When I was there, they said if they were going to raise a fuel discount, they'd have to start taking some off the top. I don't know. Sam Dawson, gotta head out, but hope everyone has a great afternoon/evening. Absolutely, buddy. Get you some rest. I hope to catch you in here again. Let's see. New Hampshire Lone Wolf. By the way, is Brent still... Oh, no, I'm not getting into that one. I don't know anything about that. Let's see. Here, the fuel bonus is going to increase substantially also. I never got a fuel bonus while I was there. Although... I had an old truck. I didn't have a new truck. So, at that point in time, a lot of the freight that was paying well was heavy. So, 7 miles to the gallon or 7.5 MPGs was a good time. So, I don't know. Yeah, Hunter's got, I don't know. He found that the other day in some other thing. I don't know what the whole thing was about. I don't know. But... Anyway, yeah, but like I was saying, the big thing, like especially when you get over here and you're running on the spot market freight, it pays in exponential increments that to network and be able to make business relationships because and I'm not saying go out there and how do I say this and not get myself in trouble for how I'm going to say this. I'm not saying take them out back, behind the bar and, do what you got to do. I'm not talking like that, but, actually be a decent person and, don't just jump down their throats or argue with them or yell or scream or nothing. Because you never know, that one guy you get in that argument with, that one load broker, may be the one load broker that you need to call that's going to get you home when your kid or your wife or husband or whatever has a has an emergency. Okay, so it definitely I know for a fact, I remember back when I was a company guy, and like I said, going back to when I was hauling reefer freight, we didn't have a lot of the tracking stuff that we did now. And I remember TQL being one of the worst people to haul a load for as a company guy. I remember at one point in time, I went to bed, I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and when I woke up the following morning, literally 10 hours and like 2 minutes off my break, I had 38 missed calls from them. They called me that many times. Now, they don't do that anymore. I've hauled TQL freight since then, since I've come over here, and I don't have that problem. But, we have the ability to be able to track our, for them to track us and be able to see where we're at by our phones and stuff, and it cuts down on a lot of that trouble. And it just, I don't know, like I said, I would, I got so mad about it. I remember being that guy that I literally called up my dispatcher at the time. I said, look, if this dude calls me one more time, I'm going to drop this trailer on the yard and y'all can deal with it. I'm sick of it. And, I didn't realize then, being a company guy, that, it was a bad kind of mentality to have, that even though it was unjustified to call me 38 times while I was trying to sleep. They weren't able to track the load. They needed an update. And being on this side of things now, I do realize that it is much more important to be able to maintain that very professional relationship, and actually be able to talk and joke around, and be able to have that one-on-one person connection, because it does help a lot with your success here, being able to run a profitable business and be the type of individual that people want to do business with. Back years and years ago, back when I was in the Army, it was that we were always taught, keep your military bearing, don't fly off the handle, keep your cool, be calm under pressure, do what you got to do, get things done. And it's funny because when at the time, a lot of the lessons that I was taught then didn't make any sense. But, since I've gotten older, and, I am now running a business of my own, and I'm in the position I'm in, a lot of the things that it's funny, I laugh because the things I was taught back then now directly affect me today. So always carry yourself in a professional manner. Let's see. I gotta get caught up on the comments. New Hampshire Lone Wolf, working relationships, be respectful of what you're trying to get at. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. I rhyme with stick. I just wish USA would allow the ICs to use outside load boards. Yeah, I don't think that'll ever actually happen. But they will find you loads off of the outside load boards if you're in an area where there ain't nothing to find. So, but anyway, I do, it is nice having access to the load boards and being able to, find your own stuff, find your own customers. It's a lot more hands off. But the other thing that, like, a lot of guys don't see, like, when you're in, those places, like, where it's just point and click and that's yours and you go, is, while yes, there are times where it would be nice to be able to look on an outside load board to find something that pays better, but on average, like, just being honest, like right now, on average, and maybe this is just because I'm, only a couple months in on the whole spot market thing, and establishing myself and building these relationships with these brokers, the days I'm actually looking for freight and I have an empty trailer and I don't have a pre-plan on me, I'll get up at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I won't find a load to put on the truck till like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon that'll pick up, because either A, they don't want to move on the load, B, there's something that comes up, or C, it's a matter of, stroking somebody's ego to be able to get the job done. But, I do miss the days sometimes where it was just point and click, everything was right there, and you just went and there was no negotiating. But on the other hand, I do very much appreciate the freedom that this allots me, and it has been a huge growth in my personal or professional life to see this side of things and learn, because I have a whole different respect for, dispatchers and, coordinators and people that are actually doing this all the time, every day, for 50 trucks, 60 trucks, 70 trucks, however many trucks they got, or, however many they cover. It's a nightmare sometimes trying to get somebody that's willing to move a load or negotiate on a rate. It sucks sometimes. Let's see. I looked at Cloud after seeing your post. Looks like a good setup. How's the trailer lease rental situation? So everybody's trailer situation there, cruise control is different. Sorry, the comments, it's weird on mobile. It's $250 for a brand new dry van a week. And I had mine after 1 week of getting on here, and they're good trailers. Let's see. I rhyme with stick. We can use it when we're out west. We should be able to use it whenever we want. There's decent loads coming out of my hometown area on the spot. Oh, dadgummit, it went away. I am not used to doing this on my phone. Let's see. Spot and none on the company board. Just BS. Yeah, I agree. It's quite irritating. Let's see. New Hampshire Lone Wolf. I've spent 5+ hours just trying to find loads and still have nothing. That happens a lot. If it wasn't 15K to move my truck, I'd be gone. I hear you. Have you thought? And here's just an idea, food for thought. Have you thought about like, are you able to walk away from your tail truck, or like, are you stuck in that tail truck there? I rhyme with stick. Reason I asked was I didn't know if you'd ever thought of actually like getting out of that truck and then getting into a different truck where you have the freedom to be able to move it wherever you please. Just food for thought. Not trying to tell you what to do, but I didn't know if you'd ever thought about that or not. Because even I had that thought at one point in time about this truck, was just getting out of it, getting a brand new one. But the more I see, the brand new truck prices and that they're still way overinflated, it did not seem like something I would be interested in over the long haul. So, but yeah, 15K to move a truck, that's a lot of money to move a truck. So, what is it? I think, what, 10 grand in 2 months truck note or something like that to be able to move your truck? I know we've had that conversation before about TEL, but, I've been hitting the head too many times. It's kind of not all... That, short-term to long-term memory isn't always the best anymore. So, anyway, so the new people who are coming in, say hi. Where are y'all from? Are y'all watching? You guys got any questions or anything? We're just here killing time and talking and BSing, so. But, no, it's a really interesting, just how different things are. It's night and day difference being on the spot market than being actually on a carrier with customer freight. It's a lot of work. So, no, Hunter, knock it off. It has nothing to do with that. My foot's down there. My brain's up here, okay? Stop it. There's no correlation between me stabbing my foot and my memory not working. I've been hitting the head too many times. So, anyway. So, that and the brokers take forever to pay out detention. That's another thing I've noticed. I almost do not want detention anymore. As far as like, I want to be out in the 2-hour or 3-hour window that is specified for that particular rate con. Because, like JB Hunt specifically takes 45 days, I think it is, to pay out detention sometimes. They suck. This truck has me in currently. I'm close to walking away from it. It's like $6 to $8 grand to walk away from it. Wow. So that's still not a pretty, so you got to buy your contract out when you get away from it. That is not fun. Oof. They kind of got you by the balls there, buddy. But on the other side, if it's that rough, if this thing got to the point where, it was my family and keeping the truck, I'm letting the truck go. Personally. But, there's a fly in here. God dang it. I hate flies. Alright, anyway, that's not the point. There's 3 things in this world that I hate more than anything. 4 things. 1 is a liar. Number 2 is a thief. Number 3 is flies. And number 4 is ugly green sweatshirts. So... But yeah, let's see. For better or worse, I own my truck and I hold the title. That's a good way to be, though. Honestly, that is absolutely 100%. If that is the way that, if you are able to do it, that's how I would recommend doing it. Or, get you something in a situation where I'm at, where, you can get away from it. It's affordable, but you know, you can take the truck in URC, and at the end of the lease, you own the truck. So, not all third-party leases are bad, you know, but you know, if you can actually finance a truck and buy it, and it's in your name, as long as you know, the market's good enough for you to be able to take it and be able to run with it and stay profitable, it's probably the best way to do it, because then you ain't got nobody's hands in it, and it's only your meat, and I mean, it's only your skin in the game at that point. But I really hope things pick up there for y'all and it does better. I don't want to see any of y'all fail. I know this year in general has been just really rough as far as owner-operators have been. The amount of carriers that are relinquishing their authority every day and every month is ridiculous. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I remember they said like there was an abnormal amount of carriers that were relinquishing their authority last month. It gives me wiggle room with the low rates, but man, when you got to fix the truck, it costs money, and you have to do it if you want to sell it. Yeah, that's true, unless you roll it across the scales at a scrapyard. But, I mean, having a good mechanic that's able to do those things is nice. I know with my truck being a used truck, that's like the one, you know, I've got a year and a half, I think, left on this truck. Maybe a little. I'm doing a live stream. Go away, people. Yeah, I do a lot of the maintenance myself, and I work on my truck. The majority of the maintenance I do myself. I mean, there's obviously certain things I don't have the room or the space to do, like pulling the engine out of the frame. Not that I don't think I couldn't do it, just I don't have a big enough lift to do that, or a hoist, or, you know, there's just certain things that, you know, the majority of us can't do. He's going to hit that trailer. Don't hit the trailer. He's good. Anyway, yeah, there are some things that you're just not going to be able to do in your own driveway. I mean, used to be, you know, years ago, it wasn't nothing for the old timers to pull their truck into the shop, get a couple buddies together and a case of beer, and then frame their motor on, you know, right there. But, you know, it's not, you just can't do that anymore with these systems that they have on these trucks. They're a little bit too complex for that. But I don't know. I'll be glad when this one's paid off and the title's officially in my hand and being done with it. Yeah, it would be nice to have a warranty, and it would be really nice to not have, just to be able to drop it off at the dealership when something breaks, or, you know, the dealership could pay for the tow. It would be great for that to happen, but realistically, I'm glad that, you know, I do have something, and it's something that I can work on. And, you know, the fact it's a Cummins motor, the parts availability is, you know, it's there. So, let's see. But yeah, honestly, this thing, if it pops a motor, nah, it's gone. It'll go across the scale. Let's see. There's the star of the show. Yeah, good old Tank. Everybody loves Tank. No one gets on here to listen to me rant and ramble. They just don't want to see Tank. It's, he's the one who keeps everything moving here. I tell you what, I would never in my life ever go back to being at a company that would not let me have my dog on the truck with me. Just for the simple fact, you know, we're all adults here, we'll be honest. It's freaking lonely out here sometimes, being away from your wife and kids and family, you know. I mean, all kinds of stuff happens is when you're on the road and stuff, you know. I mean, life sucks sometimes. But, you know, we got somebody there that, you know, keeps the bad guys away, and is just always up to hang out and always wants to do something, or go play a game of fetch, or go for a walk. You know, it's really nice. I don't think I'd ever go back to not having a dog on the truck, even if I do got to sweep the truck out every day. But that's just me. Although New Hampshire Lone Wolf, he's got him one of them Husky Wolf Coyote hybrid things. And I remember when I had a Husky on the truck, and man, I do not miss the amount of fur that those dogs shed. Although this one being short hair, you'd think he didn't shed that much, and that's not the case. I give my floor a haircut every day thanks to this little guy. But anybody else here that's watching, do y'all have a pet on the truck? I've seen all kinds of weird things. I've seen people have pigs on their truck. I've seen people have birds. That's gross, in my opinion. I know people who's had cats on their truck. I'm not a fan of that personally, but what do y'all think? Let's see, New Hampshire Lone Wolves. You have 12 dogs in one. All right, everyone, I'm off. Have a good night and be safe out there. All right, I rhyme with Stick. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. And if you want my email or you want to get in contact with me, I might have some resources that might be able to give you a hand. So just let me know if you want that email. Cruise control. Let's see. You have a black lab pit mix with you, man. I tell you what. Every time I turn around, somebody's got them like a Labrador pit mix somehow. Those seem to be really popular. I've never had one, but I don't know. I love me a good pit bull. I really do. Tank was the first pitty I've ever had, and I tell you what. I mean, I grew up with Great Danes and big dogs, but I've never. I don't know. I'm very sold on on him being a pit bull and keeping these kind of dogs around. My kids love him. He loves my kids. And I tell you what, it's almost a sin when I go home, because the minute I go home, I don't exist. It's all about the wife and the kids, and nope, he don't want nothing to do with me. He sleeps on the wife's side of the bed when I'm home. So, I don't know. But man, I tell you what, pit bulls are such great dogs, and it makes me mad they have the reputation that they do because of stupid people. It's a people problem, not a dog problem, personally. But whew, so but anyway, let's see. Pits were breeds to protect kids. They are great with them. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah. That's what, there's a lot of things in history that people don't like talking about, and that's one of them, that, pit bulls were nanny dogs. Appreciate that, Joe. I'll reach out to you in a bit later and get that from you. Yeah. Just drop a comment on one of my random videos when you get a chance, and it don't matter which one, and I'll get with you, and I'll get you my email, and I'll see what kind of resources we might be able to work out, and at least, get you talking to some people that might be able to give you a hand. Yeah, but they're vicious. Yeah. Look at it. Does that look vicious? Are you vicious? Nope. That tongue's vicious, though. Quit. That's my ear. Do you mind? That is mine. Nope, he don't care. Anyway. But, yeah. So, anybody have any last thoughts or questions or any of that? I think I'm going to hop off here. I've had like 3 people try to call me. I need to go figure out what they want. So, last ditch comments, complaints, gripes, words of advice, encouragement. We accept those also. So, let's see. Get him to bark. He sounds vicious, viciously friendly. Yep. All on how they are raised. Love the breed. Oh, yeah. I agree. Great dogs. I don't have no issues with them at all. So. But. Anyway. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me and keeping me entertained, and y'all just sitting and y'all coming in here just to BS with me. I appreciate it. So. I'm gonna hop off here, and we're gonna call this good. And I will see y'all on our next video. Like to learn more about Cloud if it's possible. Okay. I'll make time for that here. What would you like to know specifically about Cloud? Other than what I've put out. I know I put a couple of videos out about him. So I guess there's a delay in the comments, so don't jump off here. What's your question about Cloud Trucks here? Cruise Control LLC. I know the new guy's coming in. It is an 82-18 split. You have to have your truck, or have a truck. And you're paid after every load. You can advance up to 50% of the load at the first time. Takes about a week to 7 days to get your plates, or 5 to 7 business days to get your plates. And we run dry van and flatbed freight currently. I don't know how much a flatbed trailer costs. I know they got a business credit card also, CT credit. If you're on here pretty much, and you don't have to work here to get a CT credit card to start building business credit either. So, but it's not too bad. Is there anything more specific? Do you have a roadside service you call if you have a breakdown that you can't fix yourself? Okay, so we'll touch that one. No, they're on the virtual side. It's a virtual carrier. I take care of that myself. If I break down, I'm calling Love's, TA, Petro, Ambest, whoever I can to get over here to fix something that I can't. And let's see, the whole process from onboarding to how it operates. I won't have 2 years till March, but that may be the time I need to figure it out if USA is going to turn up or turn from the DB Schenker loads. Okay, so everything is super easy. It's so easy to be it should be sinful to onboard. Literally, if you want, I've got a number for a point of contact there who literally is the end-all be-all and knows everything there is to know about cloud and the process and onboarding. I know when I started mine, I called the recruiter, which was Desiree, and then there was, the background check, which was HireRight, which they take an abnormal amount of time. They suck. That's probably the most painful thing is that, it's not like 10th Street where everything's just drug over and it's there. You have to go in and actually fill out your entire thing, go through, do all that, and then they go through and they verify it, and if they need anything, they'll call you or email you or anything, and then you just send that in and you get it squared away. Once you're approved through HireRight and Safety, they'll send you your onboarding packet, which will have your shirt, maybe a hat, your ELD, the stickers for the truck, and all that junk. And then you'll put that stuff on your truck, and then you wait for your plates. Once your plates come in, like I said, it takes 5 to 7 business days. And once the plates come in, then you do your onboarding call, and then you start hauling freight. Now, the caveat is, in order before you get start hauling freight and such and doing all that, you have to have your occupational accident insurance, your physical damage, and your bobtail trucking insurance. And once those are there, then they can get your plate, get you onboarded, and then once all your plate and your onboarding call has been done, then you can start moving freight. I am in the future, I'm going to be going through and, I've got a video in the making right now talking about how booking loads and how that stuff works. So that'll be a topic for another day. But, essentially you can use, the Cloud Trucks app, which has they pull from 24 different load boards and a conglomeration and pull it all together. I use C.H. Robinson, DAT. You'll start out probably power only until you get a trailer, which only takes maybe a week, maybe 2. I don't know what they're at right now. I had mine in a week. So it's not bad. It's very easy. Everything is so easy, it should be a sin. It really is. The thing is like, it's not like your typical carrier. They're very digitized. Everything is done online. It's super easy. And I know if you're anything like me, I overcomplicated everything because, I was so used to how everybody else does everything, still being in the Stone Age, and they just suck at trying to just bring people on board. Let's see. New Hampshire Lumber says flatbeds are $350 a week. Okay, well, that's good to know. Let's see. They're looking to moving to 10th Street. Yeah, I've heard if they move over to 10th Street, it'll be much better. So, does that answer pretty much the majority of your questions there for the most part there, Cruise Control? Or is there anything more specific? I may have left things, may have left a couple of things out, but If you're interested, you can drop a comment on one of my videos, and I'll shoot you my email, or look in the description of my Cloud Trucks video, and there's a number to Desiree there, who knows fathoms more on. I mean, she's literally the end all be all of Cloud Trucks when it comes to knowledge and how the whole process works and what you need to do. I mean, there's not a better person to speak to about Cloud than her, because she's literally, everything she said was completely honest and was true, and she hasn't lied to me yet. So the other thing is, they do offer either a $5,000 down payment assistance or a $5,000 loan, essentially, to move your truck from one carrier to another. Like mine was $5,000, New Hampshire Lone Wolf's was $4,000, and we just pay it back over time. So if you're looking to get into a truck to come over to Cloud Trucks or start your owner operator journey, Cloud will front $5,000 for you to get into a truck, up to or to transition a truck from one carrier to another. So say if you're looking at a truck that's $10,000 down, and you have $5,000 and you're missing the other $5,000, Cloud will offer the other $5,000 to make the $10,000 so you can get in that truck, and then you pay it back over time. I think the plates, if you get the whole year, because somebody got really butthurt about that the last time that I showed my numbers, that the plates are like $1,800 for the whole year, like $1,850, something like that. I don't know. I'll have to go back through my comments and look at it. I know the plates are prorated. I got mine a couple months ago, and mine were like 15 something for the remainder of the year, but mine were prorated. So, but you know, they have the plate program. They have, you know, their 18% covers all that good stuff. Lady Luck, SFI was $12,000 to be leased onto Cloud, but Lady Luck, if SFI wants $12,000 to take an SFI truck to Cloud, if you have the truck on at another carrier before you come over here to Cloud, it'll bring that transition fee down. At least in theory, that's what I've been told. So there are other places that we do business with other than SFI to get trucks. I know we have Arrow, Crossroads, SFI, a couple other places. They told me their down payment was on company, not leaser. Huh, that's weird. Because like I know when I was looking and shopping for this truck a year and a half ago, when I called SFI, it was only $3,000 down to get into a truck to put on, where when I got mine. I don't know. I'm not a, hey, look, I got a red light, y'all. Holy cow. Oh, boy. So, I don't know. I'm not the SFI expert. I don't know a whole lot about them. I haven't done business with them. New Hampshire Lone Wolf says his was $6,500 down to get into his truck. I don't know. Maybe it just could be the time. Let's see. Yeah, it's only $4,000 at USA. So, yeah, I guess it just depends on what carrier you decide to take your SFI truck to. But, you know, I know eventually that fee to move your truck from one carrier to another, eventually it does go down. So, but I don't know. I don't have one of those trucks. So I thought about it. I was pretty dang close. And USA will now cover $5,000. Huh. I wonder where they got that idea from. Because they didn't used to do that. But what do I know? So, but anyway, y'all, I mean it this time. We'll give it a couple minutes, last couple comments to get in here, and then we'll cut her off here. Let's see. New Hampshire Lone Wolf says if you could stick it out for 5 months, it should be around $4,000 to move it. So, I don't know. That's what he went through. I don't know if y'all have the same rep or not, but it might be beneficial to get offline and maybe shoot him an email to get him squared away. Lone Wolf, drop your email in the comments so if they have SFI questions, they can contact you, since I don't know anything about SFI. So yeah, he says his rep is Jeff Osinga or Osinja. I don't know. I'm terrible with names, so I'm not even gonna try it. I did try it. See, I butchered it. Jeff, if you're watching, I'm sorry. But yeah, drop your email in the comments here in New Hampshire, so that way, in case anybody has any SFI questions or is looking for an SFI rep, they can get with you and get that squared away. So once he does that and drops that in the comments here, I'll give it a couple minutes and we'll cut this off here, unless anybody comes up with any other specific questions that they want answered. Oh, shameless mention, if y'all have seen these in the truck stop, these little freaking coffee containers, these things are as good as the old Stanleys like my grandpa used to have. The new Stanleys suck. The new Stanley coffee thermoses. For 20 bucks, get you one of these. They're actually good. I was a little the paint kind of comes off a lot, but it sits in my cup holder a lot. So anyway, yeah, if you need a coffee thermos, get you one of those. But anyway, looks like New Hampshire Lone Wolf here is not going to drop that email. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here, y'all. If y'all have any questions or you guys want to reach me offline, my email is going to be dirtyhat45@gmail.com. dirtyhat45@gmail.com. And if y'all reach out to me on there, Lone Wolf says it won't let him put his email in there. Shoot me an email and I'll forward you his email, and we'll make this the whole just way too complicated. But if y'all want to reach out to me offline or you have any questions, that's my email. It'll be dirtyhat45@gmail.com, and I'll get with you offline and answer any questions you have, and or point you in the right direction to be able to get you squared away on any questions that I may not have the answers for. So without further ado, I love y'all. We'll see you next time. Y'all have a good one.